Hello everyone, I am Hers. In the last video, we learned about HTTP methods in ASP.NET Core Web API and how they work in real code. In today's video, we will focus on routing and action result. I will explain how URL map to action, how routing works, and how IActionResult help us to return proper HTTP responses. Now let's get started. Now let's understand the routing in web development. Routing in web development refers to process of determining which URL maps to which endpoint, method or action method in your application. In the context of ASP.NET Core, routing is often achieved using attribute. For example, you can see this route attribute or the GET API. We are using route and then this users. Parameters can also included in the route, such as we can have user with the ID if we want to get the detail of particular user, pass ID parameter here. This helps in directing the request to appropriate action method based on the URL structure. Let's see some best practice in API design. When we are writing any endpoint, then we should always use the noun, not the verb. Ensure a uniform structure for UI, such as users for the list of users and user/id for the specific users. And if you want to add, so don't use this verb, we will use users only. If you want to update the user, then we'll not use any verb here, we'll use noun and we'll pass the ID here which we want to update. Same for the delete, don't use the verb, we'll use the noun. Here we already saw what are the HTTP method. If you don't know what is HTTP method, you can watch the previous video. Anyway, I am going to give the brief of the HTTP method. HTTP methods are set of request methods supported by HTTP which define the action that can be performed on a given resource. If you observe here, we are using enumerable of weather forecast. Instead of that, we can use the IActionResult because it provides flexibility in returning different HTTP status code and data from our API method. When we use action result, we can specify the exact HTTP status code what we want to return, such as 200 OK or 404 not found. This is useful for handling different scenarios such as successful data retrieval or error condition. For example, this I will store in the variable and using OK, this will return the OK response and it will contain the body result, and here we will have IActionResult. So now let's rerun it. We will get the same response. Let me first remove this ID because I want to get the list of weather forecast detail. Let's run it. Go to browser, refresh the browser, test this request, send it. We'll get the same response with the OK response. Now let's change this method. Like for add, I will return created add action, and here like when we want to add some user to our database, then we'll return the endpoint of that user. So for that, let me first create one endpoint for getting the particular user. I will pass the ID and it should be int, so it will bind to ID. This should be same, and here I will say get user, return the ID. When we add to the database, then I want to return the endpoint for that particular user which we have created with the ID. For that, we have to call this name of method, this get user, and the parameter we will create the anonymous object, and here I will say ID equal to some ID, like I will say 1. When we insert user in database, we will get some ID that we can show here, and here we will pass the object. Here we have to convert it to IActionResult. Let's rerun it. This endpoint will be available in our header with the location. Let's see. Open the browser, refresh it, and click on this post endpoint. Test the request. Click on send. You can see user added from the controller. What we have here, user added from the controller in the body, we can see, and in the response header as location we are getting the endpoint for that user. We will see this when we implement the CRUD operation in detail. For now, I will simply use this string text. If you observe here, I am returning OK, so it return OK with 200, and created action, you can see we are getting 2 not 1 created status. If you want to change, like I want to return the bad request, that also we can do. and from where this method are available. We are not writing the method implementation. This comes from controller base class. Let's save it and let's refresh the page, test the request, click on send. This time we are getting 400 bad requests. So using the IActionResult, we have the flexibility to return HTTP status code with body. So better to use always this IActionResult so that we can simply call the existing method to return the status code. Can we have multiple routes in one action? Let's see. I will copy it and here I will say user. Let's refresh the browser. If you see this add method, we have users and user. You can see we have two posts. This we can test it from here. We are getting bad request. This is our second endpoint what we have routed. Let's run it. Here also we are getting similar result. Let me revert it to created at action. Save it. We will use this hot reload. No need to rerun it. We'll simply refresh the page. We'll click on it. Second route is working. User added from the controller API, which is created. Status code is 201, which is created, and from the previous API, if we run, we will get the same response. What is the use of multiple routes in one action? Multiple routes on one action are used to support different URLs for same functionalities, commonly for backward compatibility or API evolution. I hope you learn what is routing, what is use of ActionResult in our API return type. That's all for this video. If you found this video helpful, let's subscribe this channel and share this video with your friends.